I'd like to bring all of our speakers who are still here with us at the moment and just do a quick lap around the room, because we've heard so many fantastic ideas, perspectives, concepts, opinions over the course of the last couple of hours. And I'd just like to raid all of the wonderful brains that we have around the room. Is there anything that you were surprised by, you were inspired by, or something that you disagreed with that we've heard over the course of the last few hours? I can see lots of people going, which is the don't come to me straight away while I think of something. But Murray, I'm going to put you on the spot because I know you've been very active in the chat. Murray, from your perspective, is there anything that you would like to highlight from the last few hours? And then we'll go to Kyle.
So a whole bunch of the talks were really good. I guess the two that stood out in my mind, and probably it's because they're more recent. First was, well, the two Jeffs. So getting us to work as an industry to work and integrate better with government is absolutely spot on. Has to be done at multiple levels, multiple governments, from the local, whatever town hall in Papua New Guinea up on the hilltop to Washington D.C. and Whitehall. So good on you. All right, keep going. And then the last talk, I put the thing in the chat. Jeff, getting the local industry, or getting companies to actually invest in and support local production of materials for mine sites is so critical. And a lot of companies are trying to do it. There's no doubt about it. And they have been for a number of years. But getting that more out there and getting governments to understand that is important too, so they can help make that part of what companies really have to do, everywhere from the exploration stage to closure, is really, really important. Thanks, Sarah.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Murray. Brilliant. Kyle, how about yourself? And then we're going to go to Jeff Geipel, because Jeff Townsend is still staring at the ceiling. So let's go to Kyle first.
Well, so many gems from all the presentations today, and I'm not going to call out anybody, but all I can say is I'm always impressed with the quality of conversation, the range and depth of analysis that people bring to this, and fundamentally, I'm looking at my screen and all these beautiful humans who've decided to make some kind of change in the world in an industry that doesn't really, doesn't really attract our kind of people quite easily. So I just want to say kudos to obviously the Responsible Raw Materials team, but also to all the speakers for the dedication and commitment you have to making the world a better place.
Oh, thank you very much, Kyle. That means a huge amount. Thank you. Jeff Geipel, do you want to come in with your thoughts, and then we'll go to Jeff Townsend. And I know that Carolina is still with us, but needs to leave at some point in time. But Carolina, just wave at me if you want to say something as well. Jeff Geipel, how about yourself?
Yeah, I might not have anything to add in particular. Just to say that I think it's really great to get more of these diverse voices in the same room. I think the advantage of being online is that we can do that. But I think we do need, in some ways, to find a better way to get this in person more. I think that we have this level of discussion we don't necessarily have, at NDAB or PDAC as much as we'd like. It's so rushed. So, anyways, if we could find some way of convening this and digging a little deeper than superficial kind of ESG content at conferences. So kudos to you.
Oh, absolute pleasure, Jeff. And yeah, no, we're up for it, aren't we, Ludovine and team? So yeah, if anyone thinks that this would be a good addition to some of those other formats, etc., then let us know. We also do birthdays and weddings and general parties as well. People need to be entertained. Who knows? But awesome. Thank you very much, Jeff. That means a lot. And Master Townsend, sir, any takeaways from yourself?
Yeah, and it's a mixture of what I've heard over the last couple of days. So, earlier people were saying that they still weren't quite sure about the mining industry, still had some reservations about the mining industry. And yet I look and listen to everyone today and throughout the conference. The industry is full of great people who want to change the world for the better, right? So I sit here and I go, wait, what's the mechanism? What's the mechanism that gets your voices, your brains, your drive and ambition to the outside world? So the world doesn't say, oh, mining, bad guys. The world says, oh, mining. This is the first stage of the fight against climate change. That's why I was looking at the ceiling, because I suddenly was trying to solve a big problem that I don't have the answer to yet. But I'm sure some of you guys do.
There you go. The challenge has been set. Thank you very much, Jeff. Awesome. Just to roll in some of the team that have been absolutely fantastic in making sure that everything's working behind the scenes. But Sophia, any takeaway comments from yourself? And then we'll go to Aileen.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Another awesome day, and it was great to be part of the discussion earlier today. I think maybe the thing that's going to stick with me was that idea of moving from a zero sum to abundance. And I think I've realized that it's not just those within the mining industry that needs to change their head mindset. I need to too. I think I'm slowly coming around the idea that there is abundance there and there can be a win-win situation. I think I'm still looking for the next shoe to fall, you know, like what are they going to try and get from us next? And it's so funny that those sort of historical interpretations of an industry take a while to change, but I think we can all benefit from sort of moving into that abundance mindset. So really enjoyed that reminder today, and we'll echo Jeff and just saying, so interesting to hear from so many people who seem to have their hearts and minds in the right place. So excited to see what can happen when you all get together and get going. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Sophia. I think that, yeah, that kind of moment when you go, oh, they mean me. I have to do something. That's always a good realization for everyone to have. That's fantastic. Aileen, how about yourself? And then we'll finish off with Ludovine.
Yeah, no, just to say thank you to all the speakers from today. I think today was actually quite interesting because it was a little bit different in some ways from the focus of other days. And I think it was a lot more geopolitical and trying to look at the connections of all the different elements to that, but also bringing research perspectives. And I think it was really good at showing that we all have these really great systems and models of approaches, but we can all start to learn from each other. And I also think today in particular really emphasized the need to address expectation versus reality and doing that through communication from every level. And I think it was Susanna who said transparency at every level is really key. It's like, how can you improve what you don't know? And I think that was a really, really important point to bring back up that's come out throughout the conference as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Aileen. Great. And Ludovine.
Well, I mean, first of all, Jeff Townsend blows my mind every time I chat with him. So I'm going to start with that. But, you know, we were saying, okay, how do we follow through on all of this? Actually, we usually do. So every one of these ideas, particularly the ones that we understand less, I'm speaking for myself, that's what we take into whatever next project or engagement. These videos become part of what we also provide to the industry and to the people trying to understand it. So so that kind of follow through and being able to multiply the use of these conversations, in my view, is one of the most important parts of responsible raw materials. And I think the one thing that really struck me across all of this is that whilst we're talking about great big systems, every single time we also come back down to like individual people and their positioning and their changing of these systems. So I'm very grateful to each of the people who spoke here and what they're doing to change the system with us.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ludovine. And so with that, everybody, thank you so much for session number 5 that we've had at this year's Responsible Raw Material Conference. How awesome. It's been absolutely brilliant hearing from all of you. And the good news is we've still got another 3 sessions to go, folks. Oh, yeah. Is this a bit of a marathon rather than a sprint? We love it because this is all about bringing together as many of those different perspectives as possible. So for those of you who either don't like sleeping or are based in those time zones for which 8 a.m. UK time is okay, we'll be starting at 8 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning. And again, we've got a host of fabulous talks, including the one and only Marge Ryan, who works for Johnson Matthey. Now, if you want to be inspired by platinum group metals, this is the person to come and listen to. For those of you who are in different time zones and you're thinking, Sarah, there is absolutely no way I'm going to be awake at that time of day, don't worry, because I have a sneaking suspicion that our wonderful team behind the scenes from both Responsible Raw Materials and also Critical Productions will have that video edited and online, because yes, newsflash, all of the videos from this morning are already up online. So go and check them out. So we've got a fantastic set of talks for you tomorrow morning, starting off at 8 a.m. UK time. And then tomorrow afternoons, we kick off with Carolyn Burns and a whole range of fantastic speakers, including Jocelyn Fraser, Anne Thompson, Glenn Sigurdsson, etc. So we've got a fantastic lineup for you tomorrow afternoon as well. Come, share your ideas, share your questions. Please do disagree with one another, because it's only through us coming together that we'll be able to make these step changes in this interdisciplinary style that we so desperately need. So with that, everybody, thank you very, very, very much. Have a lovely rest of your day and catch you tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone. See you then.